Right. So just a couple of things I want to touch base on with the businesses we have. A need for another candy shop in Rhodes. If anybody knows of anybody that wants to take on the candy shop in Rhodes, it's definitely a business that is important. We have a lot of businesses that rely on chocolate, and chocolate is only being made at the moment in one candy shop here, and nobody seems to be able to get their hands on it. So we are looking at putting in another little shop down in Armadillo, which will sell chocolate at some stage, but it won't predominantly be a candy shop. So at this point in time, if you do know of anybody that wants a candy shop in Rhodes, then that's something that we can look at. Another thing is, which is quite sad for a lot of us that do know of a man by the name of Fancy Jack. A lot of yous would have heard his name mentioned in our starting. He, unfortunately, due to life events and some stuff that's gone down, he's had to actually step away from the county. So he did. He is now deceased, and his business, which is a very very profitable business that he ran um, exceptionally well. The Valentine Blacksmith will be coming up, and we will be taking any expressions of interest leading up to us having it ready. We probably won't have it ready to go, I'd say, probably till the weekend. But yeah, we are taking expressions of interest at the moment for that. And it is one of those businesses that's pretty hard to get your hands on. And once you do get your hands on it, yeah, you don't often let it go. I can probably
Hi,
count on
honey.
one hand how many people have had that business in county since we started. Right. Um, I wanna touch base on animals. I know everybody's got these wild animals, and as much as we all love them, can we just be a bit respectful of these animals in towns? Okay, we want to try and keep them, like, especially away from the doctors, because the doctors need to jump on their horses and they need to go and help. Now, if they jump on their horses and there's one of those bears around, their horse is going to run sideways and throw them through a building, and then it's not going to end well. So just be a little bit vigilant on where you bring out these wild animals, mainly the cougars and the bears. The horses are absolutely terrified of them. So if we find that they are becoming too much of a menace, then we will put a ban on city limits for those wild animals. So if we can just make sure people sort of keep them under control, that would be much appreciated. Right. So I guess one of the things we sort of want to touch base on is if anybody's got any issues or recommendations or anything that they would like to see like fixed or along those lines. We do have Mr. Nephew in the building today that would be able to answer any questions if we do have issues that we can see if we can get them fixed or work on. So has anybody here got anything that they know off the top of their head that needs looking at this stage?
I got a suggestion, if I may.
Mhm. Yep.
So I've run across a lot of people who have trouble finding like this, that, tobacco a lot. I was wondering if we could implement like one government store that sells essential equipment like tobacco just at marked up prices. So people don't exactly want to go to the government store, but if they have to because they need tobacco, they can buy it at high prices. So that way people still want to use the community stores, but if the community stores are unable to keep up stock, the county's not empty on something.
Yeah, well, I think we've had this suggestion once before. My concern on that is you're going to have people that make good money that don't care what the prices are, and then people that have that business will end up not being used as much. What we'd rather do is see more go in. So when it comes to the tobacco side of things, like the tobacconists are not carrying stock like we were hoping. And I think that filters back down to getting the actual dried tobacco themselves. So what we've done in place of that is we have put in a delicatessen at Valentine, and there will be again the place down in Armadillo, which sell food now for stress, which you don't get addicted to. So you'll be able to eat food. Um, And yeah, there'll be a range of addiction, health, and stress foods down south, which people then will go out of their way, hopefully, to get down and see the lovely town of Armadillo down there. It's filling up nicely, and there's getting some nice town folk down there. And plus, you could also go to Valentine to get that sort of stuff. So instead of making it easily accessible for the likes of tobacco and cigarettes and stuff like that, we're going to try and sort of implement it into businesses so everyone sort of benefits from it. If that makes sense, Beatrice.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from that. We've just got stuff out of the general store. We don't want to take away from the businesses because we have a lot of people that work really hard at their businesses, and yeah, I do know a lot of people that would rather pay $40 for something and go to the same store every time than pay 20 from someone just up the road that's may have it. So
Ah, yeah.
and yeah, and that mentality is really hard to get out of a lot of people that are just there to for the quick buy rather
Yeah.
than the RP side of it, because we do lose the RP side of it with just a general store as well. So, but I do appreciate that suggestion 100%.
I have a suggestion.
And
The
if you do see something that is really lacking, then you feel free to chuck that either in a prayer to us with any suggestions along those lines, and we will try and work to get them all up to speed.
Forgot I wasn't on shout.
Because yeah, we are, we do find it. We don't know all the time of what's not out there, what people aren't getting. I know that, myself, tend to hoard a few packets of cigarettes, so we weren't to know that they weren't out there for sale because they were just in my pocket. So yeah, when anything like that happens, then feel free just to let us know of any shortages, and we can try and work with the shop owners or bring it into another shop. So,
Can I
I
just
mean,
say
I know
something?
chocolate is an issue and everyone's been bringing it up to us. So yeah, that is probably the biggest thing at the moment.
Are
It's
you
the
on shout,
chocolate
Elsie?
shortage due to it
Nah,
being in
doesn't matter.
so many recipes. Right, has anyone else got anything?
I do. It has to do with the roads stables. You cannot transfer a cart there for some reason.
No. So road stables has always been one of those iffy stables. We only ever put in, we don't even have it, like it's not a business, nothing. We only put it in for people to get out their horses. You can save a cart there, but if you want to transfer, you will have to go to St. Denis, as it's not an actual proper stable there. It's just a marker for people to get their horses out for the businesses that are there.
All right.
Um, it's not hasn't got the appropriate stuff to, like, it's just where it is really hard. We've never actually had a successful stable with everything that goes on there. So yeah, that's one of them. There's a couple of them around. Like, we've even removed pronghorn because it just was not needed. Again, that was put there for a reason, but it didn't work out, so that's gone. Um, we took out tumbleweed. It's the same sort of thing, and we put in ridgewood. So, with the stables, takes quite a lot to get all the different camera angles and all the different stuff set up. It's not just a drop in type situation. So, again, appreciate the suggestion, but yeah, I think people, if they want to transfer, can go to St. Denis, but you can save it there just outside at Rhodes.
Yeah, no worries. I was
Yeah,
just wondering.
yeah. Thank you. Anybody else? Are you right there, Annie?
I can't
You
get
might think you're
comfortable.
hiding, but you're not.
I'm sorry.
I do have one thing.
Yep.
So I know alcohol is supposed to give you addiction, like you're supposed to get addicted to it, but
Mhm.
I have noticed an issue with beer.
Yep.
It removes your stress, but you
Yep.
gain no addiction.
Yep. So, beer, I think, was the exception because it doesn't give you a lot. It's only a 25%. And also beer we used to use in a couple of other recipes, so we didn't want it to be the high addiction. It's the same with when you smoke a cigarette that does 25%. It doesn't actually give you a lot of addiction unless you smoke a lot of them, as opposed to the chewing tobacco and stuff. So because beer's only 25% stress relief, yeah, we didn't feel that you would get addicted unless you planned on drinking 10 of them or something along those lines.
Gotcha.
So-
I just thought it was an issue. That's all. That's
No,
what I'll ask.
no, that was purposely done, but do appreciate the honesty. Thank you.
I can't even see.
Yep, I have one. It's Nelly.
Yes.
I am doing my best, but I am starting to struggle at the ranch, particularly around growing crops, especially with all the new food businesses popping up around the area, which is great, but it is creating a lot of problems for me because I can't keep up. So I just want to raise that as a concern, but also remind everyone who may not know that you can purchase your own scarecrow at your own property and produce your own crops if you need to. So you don't need to rely on the ranchers all the time.
Yep. That's 100%. So, like Nelly just said, everybody used to have to grow their own supply for no matter what job you're in, whether it's horse trainer, whether it was your restaurant or what. So, and that was, that always used to be the way. And it wasn't until Miss Daisy put her hand up and said, "Hey, I want to be a produce stand." And it's something that Miss Molly's husband has always wanted to, is the fact that people can go and buy produce from one place. And we said, yeah, let's give it a go. And Miss Daisy done it, and she's done it very well. But she got very overwhelmed and got, a bit behind with it when things started getting busier. And then we appreciated that a few of the ranchers were able to do it themselves. So if they don't have the stock, it's not an issue. It's the problem is that you can go and grow it yourself. If they don't have the stock, it's because they don't have the time for it. So growing it yourself is the next step. And it's not up to us to make them have that in stock. But in saying that, if anyone wants to open up a produce stand, then feel free to open up a prayer and we can look, if you don't mind growing plants. The buff that they get is they can have 5 scarecrows and grow up to 1,000 plants, 1,000 produce an hour. So if that is something that someone would like to do, then by all means let us know and we can talk, because normally McFarlane's would be a produce as well, but they chose with their ranch not to do produce, which is fine. No one's expected to. Also, like along that same line, you're going to have Mattock Pond, which has done dairy in the past, has now been taken over by Mr. Matt Sheridan, and he is continuing to do dairy there. And then you have got Pronghorn, which is supposed to be doing dairy, but I'm not sure whether they have been able to produce it out. But in saying that beforehand, like I know myself owning a saloon, there was no one doing dairy back then. I used to have to go to St. Denis and sit at 2 tunes in St. Denis for hours on end making cheese and butter and stuff. But I do believe that um, the lovely nephew has got a new tuning system coming in for us at some stage. Okay, there's no time on that, but we are looking at changing that up a bit. So yeah, just watch the space. There's always something going on in the background. Trust me, we have got huge plans for this county, and we can't thank them enough for what is yet to come. It's amazing the stuff we've got in the pipeline. So
Woohoo.
yes, it is very exciting. Has anybody got anything else?
John, can you move away, please?
Can I
Oh,
get
I-
a job at the bank yet?
No, you can't have a criminal record and work at the bank.
I ain't a criminal though.
No, I'm not right at the second you're not, sir, but I do believe you have been to jail.
No. Can I get that cleared?
No.
Oh.
He's trying. That's all that matters.
And can I
That's
get my
right.
tie fixed? That's what I need done.
What's wrong with your toy?
It returns to the color black after
Okay.
I change it.
I do believe there is a certain thing that you think about, sir, and if you type that into your T menu, and then after you do that, you will then put in what is wrong with it, and we will get that looked at for you as soon as possible.
Oh, right.
All right.
Can I just say something just while we're on the topic of clothing? I am getting a lot of feedback and I'm very grateful for it. But if we could please just follow 2 things. Use the command that was put in the channel, put a description, and then put a screenshot. because when like some of you are putting in the command, but you're not putting an actual description, and then it's like